What's poppin'? Hey guys, welcome on into the power rankings for Natdex Season 8. Surprise, I'm doing this now. There's been talk about power rankings will happen. And they are. I'll be doing power rankings for Natdex and low tier. VGC, I'm iffy on because I don't really know a lot about VGC. I'm not an expert in it. So, who knows? I know Dawn said that they wanted to do it, so they do it. If they don't, I might chuck something together if I have the time. I am recording this at 9:41 p.m. on the 29th of March. That's crazy. Yeah, got home from work at like 9, so I got called in today. Shock. I said, fuck this, I'm going home. So I got home, had some time. Powering is starting. Yay! I am by myself today. I didn't ask anyone to join me. Womp womp. You get to hear my voice for the next 40 minutes to an hour. Alright, so, if you do not know what power rankings are, it is me shit-talking everyone's teams, sometimes not shit-talking, sometimes loving some people's teams. It is outright my opinion. If you don't like it, that is a-okay. But yeah, this is my opinion. You guys get to hear my thoughts, see where I put people, and all complaints, they can come to me because I'm the owner. But well, like, depends on the complaint. If you put a lot of effort, I might care. But But yeah, power rankings considerations: pure outright power, momentum, hazard control, speed tiers, general overall team synergies, support synergies, valuable terror captains, and defensive/offensive cores. So Natdex this season we are doing ZA Natdex with custom mega abilities, as we wanted to run a season before Champions came out. This was decided on the day Pokemon Presents came out. So I do want to preference that. We decided as a mod team that we were going to run a season the day that Pokemon we talked about running a season the day Pokemon Presents came out at the end of February. The reason why we did this is because a lot of leagues are waiting for Champions to be released, and at the time we did not know Champions' full release date. They just said it was in April. We learned early, well, for me last week, for you guys maybe earlier this week, depends when you're watching this. Most likely last week. We learned late last week that Champions was being released on 8th of April. Because Nintendo are dickheads. And not giving us the release date when they knew they wanted to release in April. So we're still running this season. We're running custom abilities. We wanted to get numbers. Because this was a full mod team decision. We wanted to get numbers to be able to run a season, because otherwise we felt that if we were to run it at the same time every other league is going to run a Natdex season with ZA Megas with their abilities confirmed, we were not going to get enough numbers to actually run a proper season. So, anyways, that's enough talking about the overall concept. Let's shit talk the worst team, in my opinion. We have number 16, which is coached by Mario Luigi, man. So, if you guys see what I see, my first thing that I see is no rocks. I see no Stealth Rock Setter. Unless I am mistaken, and They gave River Room rocks in ZA. They did not. You have no Stealth Rock Sitter. This is very big. You really want a Stealth Rock Sitter. Also, your only ground is Toad Scroll. Your fastest mon is Mega Absol, and your next at 151, and your next fastest mon is Volcarona at 100. You have a very, very, very big speed gap. Granted, I will give you this. You have two very good Terra Captains. You do have screens. I think Toad Scroll is a fake mon. I honestly do. I do not believe it's real. Like, you have 3 good Scarfers if you include Volcarona. But I feel like this team is a bunch of good mons thrown together, and you're hoping for the best. Because you have Glow King Chiron with Snow. You have Mega Absol Z with 151 speed, base 154 attack. This thing is very good. Technician, Bites, Pursuits, because Pursuit is legal. I don't know why Conkeldur's on this team. I really don't know why. I don't know why Conkeldurr, and I don't know why Togekiss. I don't know why Toad Scroll's on this team. I feel like you drop those 3, you pick up a better fairy than Togekiss, you pick up a better ground than Toad Scroll and Conkeldurr. Better ground than Toad Scroll, and you pick up something other than Conkeldurr. I do not know what Conkeldur's doing here. Terra Rotom Fan is nice. I feel like Terra Rotom Fan fills the role that Togekiss fills, other than not being a fairy. Then again, you could do very well with this team. This is just my personal opinion. You also have no Ghost Switch-ins. Your only fire resist is Vaporeon, which is a very good fire resist, granted. But yeah, this team is just lacking a lot of things. It's got a couple synergies going on, but it's just like you're praying to click the setup button with one of your 3 main people, 4, and you're praying that they don't break your screens, and you're trying to win within 15-20 turns with this team, because you're trying to click a setup with 4 mons, in my opinion. This team is all over the place, and having no rocks and your speed is very, very bad. Anyways, move on to number 15. Coached by Darkfire Aura, my good friend. I told him, I legitimately told him, hey, cool, you drafted Mega D-Knight, draft Rain. My personal opinion, you draft Rain with Mega D-Knight, and you draft good removal. What did he go and do? He drafted Feeny. It's not Rain. The moment I saw Feeny, I knew he wasn't going to get Rain. Feeny is good. Feeny is a good mon to pair with Mega D-Knight. It does cover the weaknesses. Yep. We drafted Cinderace. Okay. Yep. And then we drafted Magnezone as our steal. Then we drafted Weavile. This team just feels like, and I know what he's done because he told me this. He's drafted mons that he's never used before. But this team, it just is no synergy here. You have a good Terra Captain, Terra Shaman. I told him to pick up Terra Shaman. Because he needed bulk. Magnezone is not bulky. Tapu Fini is your only bulky mon. And then you have Terraclator. You have Prankster Defog, and you have Defog Pranks to Defog Dundee and Defog Feeney. Yep, cool. Good. Then you dropped Claydol for Spin, Terra Claydol. Okay, Claydol is not coming every week, which means you need to keep Defog on Feeney or Thundy. Support Thundy is a very good set. I've run it quite a lot. And then there's a 1 point Persian, because you had 1 point left over. The things I would do is drop Magnezone, drop Gengar, drop Persian. You do not need those three. I think the others are fine, because obviously you cannot drop everything and draft Rain now. I would have personally drafted Rain with Mega D Knight, because you have base 145 Spatak, Sheer Force, Hurricanes. That can't miss. So it's iffy. Yeah, I would drop those three. Draft a bulky, better steel. Draft a poison. You can keep Terra Claydol if you want, but I would honestly argue dropping that too, and just building around those other 6. Right? You need better removal, in my opinion. You need a spinner you can arguably bring every week. Claydol is not that. Claydol is just, hey, let's click Terra and just sit there for a couple turns. And also, Claydol is your only rocker. Which is very bad, because once again, you need a steel that can have rocks. Registeel would fit this team perfectly if Registeel is up. Is Registeel up? Let's have a cheeky gander. Is Registeel up? Let's see. There's a Skarmory. Skarmory's better for this team. Registeel is better for this team. Fortress. I would be picking up Fortress for this team. Actually, I would be picking up Fortress as your steal. The spinner you can bring every week. It gives you all your hazard. Every hazard except for webs, which this team arguably doesn't need. Yeah. That's just my opinion. I think this team needs a lot of work. It is better than the first team. Not by much, but that is my humble opinion. Alright, next up we have Shazam. Now as you can see, wow, you get to see my mouse. See this beauty right here? If you guys didn't know, this is my favorite Pokemon. It's what my Discord name's after. It's what the league's named after. Bonus point. Yeah. And then you look at the rest of the team. What the fuck are these last 3 picks? Like, I'm genuinely being serious. This team does not need a Spidops. I might do because of whips, because your speed's kind of iffy, very iffy. Sorry, I'm dying. This team it's a lot going on. Mega Halucha. You have Scarf Gordingo, Scarf Crocodile, Scarf Thunder. You have 3 very good Scarfers, right? You have Scream Seller. If you guys didn't know, Screamtail sold me a finals game because it missed. Skill issue on my part, I know. You have Hogapon. You have arguably only 1 removal in Blastoise, which means you'll probably never bring Shell Smash toys, or you're just running boots. Like, I don't know what these last 3... I would arguably even drop Spidops. This team is all over the place. I don't like it. I really don't. You have nothing above 120 speed. But you have 3, as I said, you have 3 reliable Scarfers. You have a Shell Smasher. You have Terry Porygon 2. So you have some bulk with you. I feel like Terra P2 is coming every week because of that bulk. I feel like you're bringing P2 and Screamtail or P2 and Stoys every week, and then you're bringing 4 others. And that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It will be these 5 out of the 4 you bring. It's a very predictable team, I think. I think you really need to drop those last 3 and pick up something else, man. Because this team just does not synergize well at all. You do have a lot of pivots, I will say that. I struggle to see this team going far because you can't run base Halucha because you can't use Unburden because you're holding a Mega Stone. This team just doesn't have any wow factor to me. And that's saying something because Crocodile's on this team. Yeah, this team really needs, like... I don't know, there's like... it's so iffy. There's something not right with this team other than those last 3 that I can't get my head around. That makes me want to put it higher. Up next we have Happy, and these next few were very, very interchangeable. I went back and forth on this for a few minutes. Yes, that is a Mega Starmie with pure power. Do you want to know what else I see? I see a Terra Brambleghast. And that's your physical offense. Yes, you can bring Sword Dance Glasswell. Yes, that is a real set. I've used it before. I've seen other people use it before. You're not bringing that every week. Right. I feel like there's like... Mega Starmie is very, very threatening. Fun fact, I'm going up against one in semifinals and I have not... well, I haven't built for it, but I've had a quick look and it's a struggle because it also has base 130 special attack and it has coverage out of the wazoo. So this thing is very, very scary. But I am struggling to see if Mega Starmie goes down how you break teams. Like with physical offense, you know. You have special offense with Heatran, Primarina, Raging Bolt, Nihilego. I would arguably drop Nihilego and Garg and pick up something else to help with your physical offense. And also, let's be real here. You have 1 ground immunity, and your ground resist isn't a real ground resist. Base 70 defense and 55 HP is not a real ground resist. Plus you're going to tear out of it. Terra Umbreon, very good defensible. My main issue is with Mega Starmie, I don't know how you break... what am I trying to say? Yeah, Mega Starmie goes down, your physical offense goes down too, in my opinion. Terra goes Poltergeist, Terra Grass Power Whips, Terra Blast, you know. There is ways around it with Brambleghast, but if they bring no item, and it's Grass type, and you're not Terra that can deal with Grass types. I don't know, this team, on paper, this team looks good. Going into it, like actually talking about it, it feels like it needs a very good pilot. And Happy is a good coach. Happy is a good friend of mine. We'll see if Happy can do it. I do have some speculations about it. It will require a lot of playing correctly. But yeah, and also the pivot. The pivoting kinda iffy. Not really iffy. Pretty much your first 4 out of your first 5 months, 4 of them pivot. So it's like, it's fine. Actually, yeah, your pivot's fine because you're bringing to be honest, you'll bring your first 5 mons almost every week. That's another thing with this team. You'll bring your first 5 mons almost every week, so your team is easily... Not easily, but it is predictable. People do have to respect Gargantual, Covert Cloak. People do have to respect Bramble. People do have to respect... Like, all your mons they have to respect in prep. But on paper, you're bringing your first 5 mons every week without looking at matchups. And also, you have one okay Scarfer. You have 2 okay Scarfers. 3. I lied. Oh my god. I lied. And they don't want to run Scarf every week. Heatran, Bolt, Primarina, and Nihilego if you need Scarf. So your fastest mon is Megastami, which does have priority Aqua Jet. I feel like Megastami is going to have 5 move syndrome every week. Alright, moving along. Speaking of lacking physical offense, we have Abyss. Funny story about Abyss. Abyss had left me picks. Okay. Abyss was like, hey, here's my last 3 picks. I want you to grab Galarian Weezing as a priority. Okay. That's what Abyss said. Draft goes on, and it's Raisin's turn. And Raisin had left me his whole draft. Raisin goes, I don't care about the order. If I get sniped, move on to the next one, and I'll figure it out when I wake up, because I'm going to sleep. Okay, Raisin is right before Abyss. So, obviously, I'm not going to... my brain didn't, like, hey, what's Abyss wanting again? Did not occur to me. And Raisin's first mon, it was one of the mons, I don't remember what was first, was Galarian Weezing. So I'm just like, cool, I'll pick Galarian Weezing, it fits his team. Lo and behold, I go to check Abyss's pick. Oh, hey, it's Galarian Weezing. So, I fucked over Abyss. Not on purpose. Legitimately not on purpose. My brain just did not function because I was left a lot of picks. So, Abyss did her best to pivot with help of Arc. But even... I don't remember the rest of Abyss's draft. Original draft, but... Galarian Weezing will not have fixed the lack of physical offense. You're bringing banded physical Victini every week, or you're bringing Scarf physical Victini every week. Sword Stance Green is a real set. I have swept people with it. You have Crobat, you have Scrafty. Like, I would have preferred Terra Scrafty over Terra Ninjask. Your speed's good. You have Archelodon. Terracophagrigus is very good defensively. I don't know. I just feel like you're bringing... Some of your sets are very predictable with this team. Hey, look, Skyman. Cool. You're going to bring your best Spadef mon with Cloak. Maybe you bring Sword Stance Skyman that week. Like, you can. You're not bringing physical Lele. Nope. You're not bringing physical Shocks. You're not bringing physical Cophagrigus. Physical Crobat is something. You can run Banded Braybird. Does hit hard. Physical Ninjask with Terra Slang Acrobatics. Like, there's things that can hit, but at first glance, this team just lacks physical offense. Like, if you lose Victini, if you lose your physical breaker, it's going to be hard for you to break those defensive walls. Then again, with all your special attackers, a lot of teams are going to struggle to find things to hey, this can deal with Topololo, this can deal with Skyman, this can deal with Sandy Shocks, this can deal with Special Watch Halidon, this can deal with Green, you know. Not a lot of teams are going to have direct answers to all your special attacking threats, so there is pros to this. Like I said, your speed's pretty good. You have a little drop off in between Shocks and Skyman. Is it detrimental? No, because you have Scarf, Victini, and Lele. I don't know. I just feel like Terra Scrafty would have been better than Ninjask, but hopefully you actually cook with Ninjask. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this thing. Up next we have Kazi, and in my opinion, the Happy Abyss and Kazi interchangeable. Alright, very interchangeable. Let's start off. You have Polt, you have Tread, you have Hammerot, you have Cornerstone. Sick. You have Rotom Heat that has your new moves, right? So we have what do we get? Hold on. So all Rotom forms, all of them, got Taunt, Parting Shot, Parabolic Charge, and Agility. So you have Parting Shot, Heatom. You have Mega Clefable, which is very interesting. Okay, Mega Clefable is very interesting. 9 times out of 10, you are going to stay base Clefable for Magic Guard, for Unaware, right? And then the moment you need to, you Mega and get Prankster, Soft Boiled, Heal Bell, whatever. Okay? I feel like you only Mega when you need to, when you have to. You need that stab, air slash, you know? I have versed one Prankster Clefable. It was annoying to take down. Don't get me wrong, because it was Heal Bell, it was Soft Boiled, it was Cosmic Power, it was Stored Power. It was very annoying to take down, but I did have Haze. So it'll be very interesting to see how Kazi uses Mega Clefable. I think your only real Terra Mon here is Hariyama. I think Terra Mungus is real in VGC. I don't see its use here. Terra Hariyama is real. I've used it before. It is great. But once again, as the last team lacked physical offense, this team lacks special offense, I think. Spexy Tom. Like 135 Spatak Mid Clefable. Specs Polt. Like, you have Blissey, you have a good defensive core in Blissey, Heatom, Mega Clefable, and Moongus. You have a good defensive core, but you can't bring all 4 every week if you want to bring also physical offense. So, and I better see this Terra Froakie come before/if you drop it. I better see this Terra Froakie come to a game. If we don't, we're gonna have problems. But you do have a big speed fall off between Polt and Cornerstone, because Cornerstone cannot run Scarf. Treads, you're going to run Booster Speed, you're not going to run Scarf. You've got 2 great Scarfers in Heatom and Hammerot, which gives you spikes as well. This team does have a lot going for it, but just the wow factor is not there. It's like Shazam's team, but this team is more crafted together, it has more synergy. Up next we have Flora. Now, fun fact, Flora sniped the fuck out of Shazam with Meow round 1. It was so funny. Not gonna lie to you. The first thing I noticed is this glaring ground weakness. I didn't want to bother updating my dock in the Dex thing to update the abilities, so I manually did it. So Delphoc's weak to ground, it's not as Levitate, right? Before you Mega Delphox, you have no ground switchings. Meow is not a ground switching, right? Hippowdon it's probably Hippowdon is probably your ground switching. It's still not gonna like Bandit EQ. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of grounds get coverage as well, so they predict your Hippowdon switching, right? Your Terrors, they're not great. I'm not gonna lie to you. Terrors like Lazar. Shift gear, yep, you can shift gear. It can do a lot of work. It does have a lot of coverage. Terra Arbok. It will probably claim a couple kills, but then it will die. I don't see you sweeping with Arbok, but I do see it breaking. But it's just, there's no wow factor in your Terra Captains. You do have your Sandclaw and Excadrill and Hippowdon. You have two really good spinners. Your team's offense is very, very good. Defensively, though, you are heavily relying on Hippo and Toxapex. Possibly Drotagon, possibly AV Gambit. Like, you have possibilities. Those two are your main defensive cores. Especially because Toxapex gets regen. But yeah, that ground weakness is just, it shot you in the foot with this ranking. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, the offense is great. Your speed's good-ish. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Now I remember. Right, you can see my mouse again, guys. Lucky you. You see this, right? 121. And then you see this big fall off to 88. Right? And this 88 is not real because of sand. Whee! Which means you have a 41 speed fall off between Cyclozar and Arbok. Right? Is that a problem? Kind of. And because I say kind of, because you have 4 others, 5 of you have sand up, that can run a house on a team, because you're outspeeding a lot of things. But if sand's not up, and you don't bring these 4 every week, right, you're in a bit of a pickle. Because a lot of these base 90 mons, 95 can run Scarf and outspeed your whole team. So, Jesus. I think this team is okay. I think it's like it's close to the middle of the pack. I think it is missing just a few things to like move it up, like better Terra Captains in my opinion. And I don't know why a Drotagon's here. I think he just picked it because it's a Dragon type and Glare, but like, eh. Alrighty, up next we have Sky. Now, Sky was very hard for me to rank. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right, Sky was very hard for me to rank. Because, well, let's go over the negatives first. Your only rocker is Bronzong. You can run Roxlando, but it's very rare you get that 4th move slot free for rocks. You have no spikes. You have no spikes, and you had no spinner, right? You have a web sitter, but no spinner. Which means if you click defog, they're defogging away your webs, which you kind of want for Mega Floet, Backscalibur, and Hisuian Zoroark, right? The other thing here is you have one defogger, because Lando is not a defogger, which is Talonflame, which means Talonflame is forced to come every week with defog. Or you click boot 6 times, or you just play into rocks and hazards, which you don't want to do because Bax does not like taking damage. Okay? Rant over. Negatives over. Positives. You have built around Mega Floet pretty well, in my opinion. You have Melmetal, which is arguably the best steel to pair with it, because it's bulky. It takes steel hits. It can take EQs and fire up banded double iron bashes and ice punches. Poisons doesn't affect it, right? You have Slowking, which can Trick Room. You get 3 turns of Trick Room because you click. You click Trick Room and Chilly Reception into Melmetal. You also have Chilly Reception and Backscalibur. You can actually run Backscalibur in Trick Room. I've done it before, and it has broke teams. So yeah, you have Slowking and Melmetal, 2 of the best steel answers in the game. But then you kind of just, yeah. Like, you have Baxcool, you have Lando, you have all these breakers, you have a Regenerator Fairy that clicks Lighter Ruin every turn. But you're just, like, you really want a spinner with this team. Like, you actually do. You want a reliable, good spinner. Bronzong ain't it. Once again, this is another team that benefits off Fortress. Right? This is another team that benefits off Fortress. And arguably, like, I understand Hisuian Zoroark is there for speed. I would drop it. I would go grab something else that would help you. It's nice here, don't get me wrong, but you have Lando and you have Mega Floet. That can be your special breakers. You do not need Hisuian Zoroark. The rest of the team I like. I think you just need a reliable spinner that can come every week, so Talon is not forced to be defensive defog and forced to come every week, or you're not forced to run boots every week. Couch. Couch cat. You know what I'm gonna say. You do know what I'm gonna say. Your fastest one is KDA. Right, 108 speed. This is very, very bad. However, you do have 3 good Scarfers. Right? Technically 4, because you can count Slacking as a good Scarfer too. But true. You have Keldeo, Zarude, Garchomp, and Slacking. Okay. Keldeo, I forgot to increase in price. Oopsies. This is what happens when people rush me to start the season early. I don't get to actually go through and analyze the tiers properly. It happened in low tier too. So, Keldeo got Ice Beam, Rocks, and Earth Power. Maybe something else, but those are the 3 notable ones. Right. Keldeo is very, very good now. So I've got to increase it in price. Yeah, you have 4 good Scarfers. You have your hazards are okay. Oh no, they're good. It depends what kind of Garchomp you want to run each week. You have no spinner, which is depending on your hazards. Your defense core is fucking disgusting. I genuinely hate this defensive core. What do you mean people have to go up against a potential defensive Garchomp, defensive Zapdos, defensive Pidgeotto, defensive Slowbro, defensive Florges, defensive Zarude, defensive Mega Heatran? Like, the potential to just have 6 bulky mons that most of them get recovery. Most. And bulky Florges. Like, your whole team can be bulky if they wanted to. This team is disgusting. I don't like it. The biggest downfall for me is your speed. And I know we talked about it, that you have Scarfers. This is a very, very good bulky offensive team. On paper, though, I cannot put it higher than what it is. On paper, there are 7 better teams above you, in my opinion. Just on paper. Obviously, Couch is a very good coach. I recently got my revenge on him. Funnily enough, it was with a Garchomp too. Scarf Garchomp. Yeah. But yeah, Couch is a very good coach. So I believe he can actually do great things with the team and go very far with the team and make playoffs with the team. Yeah, obviously it requires him to pilot it very well and prep very well. But I think Couch can do it, and Couch can prove me wrong. Alright. Up next, we have another team that's kind of all over the place. But it is more synergistic than Shazam's. We have Phantom Bears. Where to begin? Let's begin with the round 2 Suicune pick. Because people cannot read and look at a doc. Phantom thought Suicune was able to Terra. A lot of people did too when Phantom picked it. People not realizing that there's Terra attacks and there's no number next to Suicune, which means it cannot Terra. So he picked up a 9-point Suicune, which he thought was a steal. I think 9-point Suicune is kind of where it's at now. I don't think it's that good to be above 9. You can argue 10 because of its bulk, but if it got Flip Turn, sure, it can go higher, but it doesn't have Flip Turn. So, speaking of bulk, Suicune, Celesteela, Clefable, disgusting. Absolutely fucking disgusting. Good luck with first this. Right, you have your defensive core there. You have a lot of hazard setter. You have arguably the best hazard setter in Gen 9 and Glamora. Speaking of, you have Mega Frost Slash with Snow Warning, with a Terra and Sand Slash. You have Webs and Leavanny. You have Terra Zangoose, and fun fact, Phantom and I are in a league where a Terra Zangoose ran rampant through regular season. It ran the exact same season with these custom abilities. It ran rampant through the regular season, and then it first me in quarterfinals, and it lost. Turned to Destiny Bonded from a Scarf Mabostive. So do not sleep on these Terras. I think Terra Donphan's kinda iffy. I don't think Donphan needs Terra. You're gonna be Terraing your other ones anyway. So, but you grabbed it for spin, right? Because you may not be Sand Slash every week. Donphan's you can kind of ring every week. You have 2 really good Scarfers in Hydreigon and Infernape, and Glim can polish, rock polish too. This team, once again, it is all over the place, but it is more synergistic than Shazam's team, and I like it a lot more. The argument that Couch's team is better than this, but once again, the speed, the scarfers, they're like, I don't know. It's kind of iffy. It's interchangeable for me. But, oh well. I already put this here. I already talked about them both. I'm not changing it now. Yay! Alright. Rhino Shark. Fun fact about Rhino Shark. He whooped my ass recently. He whooped my ass, and that was all because of one item. It was the same thing I did to Couch. It was a choice scarf on a ground type. The one thing I did not expect him to bring was choice scarf Great Tusk, and he brought it, and it fucked me. Because I could not win. The moment I saw scarf, I'm like, GG. I cannot win. Because I didn't prep for it. I didn't think it was coming. Yeah, let's talk about this team. Mega Raichu Y. Fortunately, and this is the issue that with Mega Raichu Y. Yes, it has base 160 attack. Yes, it has 130 speed. However, its price is inflated because of Transistor. Right? You grab an electric Surge Pokemon, Coco or Pincurchin, and you put Train Extend on it. You have 7 turns, well it's 8, but 7 turns of Electric Surge with rising voltage from our base 160 Spatak Raichu. Right? And Mega Raichu gets Plot, it gets Surf, and it gets Grass Knot. It gets a lowering voice too. So, unfortunately, its price did get inflated because of Transistor. And this is coming from someone who used Mega Raichu Y in a Tapu Koko team in that league I just talked about. I proceeded to drop it week 3 or week 4 because a lot of teams just ran AV ground types. Which is, I think, something that may happen. But yeah, right now, I wish you the best luck with this Mega. We'll see how you use it. But you have Roaring Moon, you have this fish, you have Annihilate, you have Tinkaton, Moltres. I'm just seeing bulky offense again. That's all I'm seeing. I'm seeing bulky offense with support. I see bulky offense. You have Mega Raichu Y, Roaring Moon, Ursaluna. Yeah, Blood Moon. What am I saying? I see bulky support with those 3 plus Annihilate plus Terra Celebi. Terra Celebi is going to be a menace this season. I wonder what did I price this at? Because this... Hey Rhino, drop Shuckle and pick up Pincurchin. It's the same amount of points. You'll thank me later. It's the same amount of points. You do not need webs with this team. Like, the only thing you arguably need webs for is your Terra Celebi and your Annihilate. The rest of this you do not need webs for. And I guess Max Speed Ursaluna, but I don't think this team benefits from webs well enough to argue having Shuckle over Pincurchin. You grab Pincurchin, this team goes up a couple. In my opinion. But, yeah, this is a solid team. This is a really solid team. But yeah, I struggle to see the... 'Cause, 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 I struggle to see many flaws with this team. That's what I'm trying to get at. No grounded poison. Yeah, that was the other thing. No grounded poison. Which means T-Specs are kind of free into your team, kind of, because you do have a spinner and a defogger. Your Moltres pretty much comes every week. Cryo doesn't. But yeah, I think this team is very well crafted. A couple switches, this team would be arguably up the top. Up next, we have Shaz. How am I going on time? Jesus, we have 50 minutes. I need to speed the fuck up. We have Shaz. So, first of all, I want to apologize to Shaz. So, Shaz fell victim to myself. And fell victim to the season starting earlier than the start date. So it was brought to my attention, and this was talked about before the season started, that Garchomp got plot. And I was like, Garchomp got plot with Mega Garchomp Z having base 141 special attack and 151 speed. Yeah. And I was meant to ban it. And then I forgot. And then the season started. And then Shaz drafted Mega Garchomp with the intention, well, one of his intentions, being able to use Nasty Plot on it. And then someone reminded me in general chat that Garchomp got plot. And I'm like, oh shit, wait, it got plot again? Because I forgot it got plot. And I banned it after he picked. So, a bit of a dick move by me. But it was supposed to be banned. So, Shaz, I apologize. I am sorry. But it did get talked about before the season started. It was meant to be banned before the drafting process started. But I do apologize for that. But you have crafted a really, really good team. I heavily like this team. As I said, you have Mega Garchomp that still has Sword Stance with 130 attack, 151 speed. Is it an argument I should have banned Swords set up on the Sword Stance too? Maybe, because 130 attack with 151 speed is kind of scary, and it's pure dragon. There's an argument for it, but can't really do that now. I've already been a dick to Shaz once this draft. I don't want to do it again. Kind of makes the Mon kind of bad if I do ban Sword Stance on it. So if it runs rampant, then we know for next season. Torn, Terrapagos, Wellspring, Scizor. This team is very, very good. I do think that defensively this team is lacking a little bit, because you do not have a... Well, I say that, you have Tirity, Ansi. You have a Alola Mark too, and a Comfrey, and a defensive Scizor. It depends on the set you want to run, right? You can also run base Garchomp. Defensive base Garchomp, and a Mega when you want the speed. Like, you do have the options for it. I think Terra Salgor's kind of shit. Not gonna lie. But I think this team can do well. You have no rock. Resist, and your flying resist is the anti which you're gonna tear out of, right? Most games. So it's kind of... It depends how you want to play it and how you want to pilot it. I do think this team will go far. Shaz will do well. It just depends on the sets he brings each week, right? And that's what a lot of teams, I can say that, you know? Like, you can be Mario, who's at 16th, and you can do extremely well and exceed expectations and win the whole season. Power rankings do not matter. They are for fun and for me to shit talk teams. But yeah, there's one thing, it's Terra's Algor, honestly. Yeah, one of the best Terra captains on board in Terra Diancie. And Comfey is kinda iffy here, I'm not gonna lie. I understand you grabbed it for the speed. You grabbed it for a reliable defogger. I think you can drop it and a Selgon and you pick up 2 other mons and Sim would be better. But that's up to you. But yeah, this Garchomp I think is gonna run rampant this season. Okay. Oh, it's this loser. Hey, loser. It's Rapid, guys. Rapid knows I'm joking. He's not a loser. Sort of. Nah, I'm kidding. So, Rapid... Let's see what Rapid's draft pick was. Because there's a story behind this. Rapid was... 7th seed. Okay? He was 7th seed. And... he drafted Great Tusk. Because he's never used it before. Okay? Cool, yep, sick. He then messages me and goes, what the fuck do I draft with a Great Tusk? I'm like, you can draft anything. There is no wrong or right answer with a Great Tusk. You kind of want to, in my opinion, you're going to draft a mon like Great Tusk. You pick another mon you want to build around, because Great Tusk can fit on any team. On most teams. He goes, cool, I'm going to draft DOSB Green. Right? He gets to Wazoo or motherfuckers. And then he messages me and goes, what if I do something demonic? What if I have like 40 points left for 5 other mons? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, there's a Mega Scam still available. I'm like, do it if you want. Nah, I ain't gonna stop you. So he drafts it. And then these were post-grace changes, I think. Some of them were. Well, my mouse is back, guys. And these post-grace changes were better than what he had. He drafted one of my favorite low-tier Terramons in Terra Driplin. This thing is a fucking goated, bro. I love this thing. Terra Sticky Hole means your EV can't get knocked off. Has recovery. I've taken out Ubers with Terra Driplin before. He got sniped on Terra Porygon 2, so he had to take Terra Porygon Z. Shazam. He messages me originally in the draft. He goes, what do I draft? I'm like, honestly, Terra Motom fits your team perfectly. He goes, it does, but there's also the Terra Fridge in Rotom Fridge. That's 6 points instead of 10. I'm like, yeah, but Fridge Tom means you kind of have to run boots every week, whereas Motom you don't. He goes, true. So he grabs it, but he decided to drop Terra on it. Fair enough, which is Terra PZ. But then he messages me after the draft, after he does transactions. He goes, Great Tusk's kind of shit to build around. And I'm just like, it kind of is, because you shouldn't be building around. I never said this to him. But, well, I should have, because I just didn't cross my mind. Great Tusk is not a mon you build around, it's a mon you grab to build around another mon that you want to grab later on. Has he done that? Well, let's look at his speed, right? His speed. You technically have a 20 speed fall off, because you're not running max speed Fizz and Arcanine. Pretty much ever. Which means you're running Terra PZ, which you want to run Agility, or you're running Scarf. But yeah, you bring your top 4 every week, and then you bring Terra Driplin, Arcanine Fizz. Like, you have a good defensive core. This team's going to very well. There's a reason why it's 4th, but there is a little thing, little iffiness. And they still didn't give Mega Scar U-turn. Lol. What did they? Did they? Let's have a look. Nope, they gave it Scale Shot instead. Still arguably a worse call. Alright, let's go into 3. Let's go into our 3rd place team. And this arguably could have been 2. It definitely wasn't 1, because the moment I saw number 1, I knew it was number 1. We have Reisner. So, the moment I saw Mega Ixka and Dracovish, I knew Sand was coming. Not only did he draft Sand with Mega Ixka, Dracovish, Tyranitar, Terra Stoutland, Terra Sandslash, 2 Terras not to sleep on because of Sand Rush. Stoutland has base 110 attack. It's not to be slept on. Please do not sleep on this. Not only did he draft Sand, he also drafted Latios and Chiyu. With the defensive core of Tyranitar, Galarian Weezing, and Tangrowth, and there's just a Zapdos Galar here as well. I'm sorry, good fucking luck against this team. Good luck. He can bring any 10 of these mons. Whenever, like, there's no mon that he can't bring. All 10 of these can come every week. What are you doing? The team is going to tear through teams. Like, good luck. That's all I have to say. Negatives. Obviously, if Sand goes, you're relying on your Scarfers, and if you don't have Scarfers, your fastest mon is Latios. Right? That's a big if. Your special breakers are Chiyu and Latios, which means 1 or both are coming every week. We know that T-Tar, Mega Excadrill are coming every week, pretty much. And you pretty much have to bring Tang every week for you to soak up those water and ground hits. So, it just depends what other 3 mons Reisner wants to bring. Or 4. Maybe you don't bring T-Tar, maybe you set Manual Sand. Maybe you just bring Scarf Dracovish. Like, there's ways around it. Mega Excadrill is base 103 speed, so it can just be max speed Excadrill with rapid spin. Like, there's ways around this, but on paper, you're bringing 3 mons every week. But I do really like this team. I think this team is also going to go very far. Number 2. Let's go into a 2nd place team. We have Cole. Now, Cole messaged me before as the draft started. He goes, I want to pretty much remake some of your team that you have now. And what team is this, you ask? This is the team where I had Mega Raichu Y, who I now have Mega Chimecho, and I'm in semifinals. This team, right? Let me get it up. Okay? Let me get this up. Okay? So, I'm going to call out the similar mons we have. Okay? We both have Iron Val. We both have Tapu Koko. I have a Gliscor, he has a Landorus. We both have ground flying. Okay? He has a Rotom Wash. I have a Milotic. He has a Mega Chimecho. I have a Mega Chimecho. He has an Terra Overcool. I got Terra Mabostov. He has a Terra Colossal, I have a Terra Colossal, and then he has Roserade and Heliolisk. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 mons are pretty much the same. Pretty much copied half my draft. And I said go for gold. You wanna know what is scary with these two? And what I've noticed with these two, right? Iron Val is not the best electric terrain abuser. It is one of, it is not the best. But the scary thing is, cool, here's Electric Surge, here's booster speed, Iron Val, because of electric terrain. Hey, Iron Val gets around spec/banned every week. What do you do? Genuinely, what do you do? If you don't need specs or banned, and you need like a semi-support set with Encore and Destiny Bonds, you can do that too. I did that week 1 in the other league. Genuinely. There's a reason why my team has made semis. I don't know if I will make finals, because I have to deal with a mega fucking Starmie. But, and rain. But, an Iron Bell that gets around spec/banned and has a speed boost every week is scary as fuck. Not only that, he has Landorus Therian, Washtom, Mega Chimico, Terra Colossal. He has a defensive core very fucking good. You also have Parting Shot, Washtom now too. Terra Overcool's nothing to joke over. Roserade feels a little bit out of place, I'm not gonna lie. But this, I understand, is for the Spatak. And, like, I feel like your last two are a little bit out of place, but I can understand why they're there. Like, Rising, you want an electric type with Rising Voltage. Coco, yeah, you know, it works. This team, good luck. Honestly, good luck against this team. I know how scary it is to run Val and E-Train, because I'm using it. And it's not that hard to pilot. Especially with a defensive core like these three right the fuck here. If anything, you actually get to run offensive overcall with this team, or offensive Lando and bring defensive overcall. So, it's fine. Number 1. Pretty sure you can decipher who it is. It's David Wolf. The moment I saw this team, it was number 1. What the fuck do you mean you let the Mega Meowstic and Sneasler team get Tinglu, Corviknight, Gorging Fire? Oh, wait. This team is everything that it needs. Cool. In the league I'm in, Mega Meowstic is the kill leader for regular season. Psychic Surge, Expanding Force. It cannot get Sucker Punched. Cool. You pair it with an Unburdened Sneasler. Yep, cool. Oh, hey, you want a dark move? My Mega Meowstic. Cool, I have a Tingler. Hey, you want to bug move it? Hey, I have a Corviknight. Hey, I also just have a Gorging Fire. Not only that, I have Webs on a Mon that is scary as fuck with Terra, because base 145 special attack. Oh, hey, I also have a Chansey. That's Terra, and it can hold an Eviolite. Chansey's kind of falling off, but it's still, like, it can still do work. It can be exploited, but Teleport Chansey does exist. So, like, there's ways around it. If anything, it's the Decidueye, and it's the Galarian Rapidash. But they don't matter when you have a top 5 like that. Not only that, you have Manaphy. You have enough pivot to get your threats in. You have the best hazard stacker in the game in Ting Lu. The only negative is no spinner for this hazard stack. That's the only negative I have. Only one. That's it. The rest of this I love this too. Right, your speed's good, your offensive is good, your terror captains, like, they're good, but they're not great. They're good, but it doesn't matter when you have a top 5 like that. Like, if anything, I would just pick up a spinner. I would drop Chansey for Komala. That's what I would do. I'll pick up a bulkier grass than Decidueye. But like, there's things I would personally change. But once again, that top 5, 6 even, top 6 you can bring every week. What the fuck are you doing against it? Good luck breaking that, and good luck dealing with their breakers. But yeah, that is the power rankings done for Natdex, guys. Little bit overboard. An hour and 11. We're at 10:52 p.m. If I upload this today, if I upload this tomorrow, I don't know. It might be tomorrow. But we will see. Till next time, guys. Next time will be soon. It might even be tomorrow. It might be the day after. We will see. But until next time, guys. Stay safe. Be yourself. Good luck in the season. If you're a part of the season, if you're not, keep an eye on the channel because I will be posting other stuff. And peace.